Well, good morning, Chris. How you doing today?
Doing well. How are you, Debbie?
I am very well. Good morning to everybody who are on the webinar in a nice, timely manner. Thank you. But today is a pretty awesome class. It's marketing with MarketStats. So Chris has been teaching this class for a while. Thank you, Chris. You are my go-to guy on this one.
Thank you.
So I love that. So Chris has been doing this class for a while. He's very proficient at it.
It's a good thing. Debbie's in the background. She sees if you got a question. Obviously, doing these kind of webinars, it's hard to look and talk and everything else. We're going to switch off. I'm going to switch off the videos here, and we're going to go to my screen, which has Paragon already pulled up. We're going to get going on the class. It's right around about an hour. It's a pretty good class. I go through it a little bit quickly, and as always, Debbie records all these and waters them down to a great YouTube video that you guys can go and look at a later date. I know when I have a little bit of downtime, I have a half hour or so, I'll go to other topics and I'll show you how to find all those that we have on our YouTube page and just brush up on what we've gone over, either myself or other presenters. So hopefully we should see screen 2 now. Show my screen. There we go. And I'm going to turn off the video feed right now. So you guys will just follow along on my screen and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to get going right now. What we're doing is MarketStats and FastStats. They're pretty good tools. I use them quite a bit. I really do. I use them as part of my marketing campaigns. I'm always sending out information to clients when they ask me how the market is going. Whenever I have somebody come up to me and say, hey, Chris, how's the market going? The first thing I always ask them is, what market are you interested in? Because the numbers for Sterling Heights, for Shelby Township, for Clinton Township, for Macomb, for Troy are all different numbers. And even there's even different numbers between Macomb County and Oakland County and St. Clair County. So these are what if you get the emails that come from Debbie that show you what the monthly statistics are and everything, this is where this information is coming from. It's easy to access. Not only can you access it through Paragon, but you can also get it off your phone real quickly, and I'll show you that at the very end. So what I'm going to walk you through today are great tools. Like I said, I use them all the time, and I'll also show them how you can put them out through a marketing campaign or include them in mass emailing to your clients or post it up on a Facebook feed or something similar. So with that, we're going to get started. Don't worry if yours looks a little different than mine. There are some ways to customize the toolbars and things like that. Mine's pretty much the generic setting, but basically it starts from your home page on through Paragon. And what we want to do is come over here to where it says resources. And then under social media and lead gen, the one we're going to be working in today is called MarketStats right there. We'll select MarketStats. And you have all this information up here. This is where we're going to be dealing with. Infosparks is the first one. I'm actually going to cover that second because it's a little more involved. The first bit of where you can get information from I'm going to cover is through FastStats right here. When FastStats loads, as you can see, these are all the areas for which my real source pulls their data points, and this is where we can see information as to what's going on in each county. There's quite a few of them here. We have 3 reports: the local market update, the monthly indicator, and the monthly data sheet. I'm going to cover each one of these in a little more detail and shows you how they work. The first one I'm going to cover, and the one that I use quite a bit, is called the local market update. You can either select an area by selecting a drop-down menu here and going through it all, which is very cumbersome. Or you just come over here to the county. In this case, we're going to select Macomb County. And then it brings up all the areas in Macomb County, and you can just click on one of these municipalities, and it'll bring up the stats for it. This is Sterling Heights. And I'll crank it down just a little bit so you can see. You can't edit this form in any way. It's a pre-formatted form that comes out. It always shows residential at top, condos on the bottom. And then it gives you these 2 graphs for each of the 2 headings up above, residential and condo. You have the key metrics right here and then the different categories within each one. This is February of 2022, and this is February of 2023. This section right here is for the month of February. This section over here is year to date. So this is at this time last year through February of 2022. Here were the number of new listings, and this year to date through February of this year, from January to February, here's the number of new listings. And as you can see, through this point last year and this point this year, we're down just a few, 3.7%. Also, the number of new listings in February last year was 88, and we had 70 this year. These reports in FastStats and Infosparks in FastStats, the information is updated between the 12th and the 15th of the next month. So we're showing February right now. Probably in the next day or two, these are all gonna, we're gonna be in February right now. The March information will not come out until mid-April. So we run about 30 days behind because they have to have time to tabulate all the information and generate the report. So with this report, when someone says, how's the market doing? This is a great report to show them what is going on in the market. I use these reports if I prepare a CMA. If you've taken my CMA class, I talk about local market updates. I include the latest market update in my CMA. In this case, if the house was in Sterling Heights, I would use the Sterling Heights report. Close that out. If you want to select another area, it's very simple. Just come here and you can do Fraser. Here's all the information for Fraser really quick. Same thing. It's all formatted the same. It looks the same coming across. I save this to my desktop and then I add it in my CMA. If somebody asks me if they want information, I may just send this to them as a PDF in an email and say, hey, by the way, here's what's going on in your neighborhood. For the end of February, and I'll send this out. I kind of group my past clients in certain areas. I have so many of them in certain cities, so I'll actually download this report and periodically send this out to all the clients in one city and all kind of mass emailing to all the clients in another city and so on and so forth. The same email goes to them. It's just my way of reaching out to them to letting them know what's going on in their local market. If you want, just to give them this information. It's very simple to do. You just save each one of these on your desktop and then just put it as an attachment in an email to all those all your sphere people. You can view all of Macomb County at one time. If you look in the lower right, it says View Macomb County Report. If you select View Macomb County, here's what's going on in Macomb County from last year. Why is that not going down? So close this one out. Similar setup, key metrics. This is the month of February. If you look from just in Macomb County alone, the number of new listings, we went down 22%. In between February of 2022 and February 2023. Year to date, we're down 14%. This is just Macomb County overall. So if you recall, when I was talking about, we'll go back to Shelby Township. If I only relied on the information in the Macomb County report, which shows we're down 22%, and I say, hey, the new listings are kind of down and everything else like that, yet if I look at the Shelby Township report, Shelby Township's actually up 7%. So it's very important when someone says, how's the market doing? My first question is, what market are you interested in? Because I want to make sure I give them the information that matches what the market's actually doing. And because these reports are so easily obtainable, if they tell me, Shelby, I may not have it all memorized. I do look at these from kind of every month just to kind of keep in my head what's going on in the key communities I work in. But in general, overall, I rarely give the overall county reports because, as you can see, Macomb County is down 22%, but Shelby is up 7% right in here. So I want to make sure I'm giving the correct information when they ask me, because I want to sound knowledgeable. So that's if you want to view the Macomb County report. We select back here. Here are all the different counties. Again, you can go into Oakland County. Oakland County gets a little tricky in this area. There are so many here, they kind of broke it out so it's easier to see for the Oakdale, Berkeley, Royal Oaks, all those. Similarly to Macomb County, we can view the Oakland County report by selecting down there where it said Oakland County. View the Oakland County report. Take the back button, brings us back to the whole area. Now, if you want to go to the entire MLS, entire My Real Source area where we pull our data, overall it's down 17% for the whole area. I've never used this whole report to send to anybody. Most people are just interested more in their community and not so much in this whole area. The other thing you can do is you can also go back. We can go back. If you look at December of 2022, and let's select the same Shelby Township. Now here we are in the year to date. The year to date is actually based on the whole year. This was December 21 to December 22. It actually went down from 21 to 22. But year to date, all the way January, all the way through December, as you can see, it went down 11% from December of 2021 the whole year to December 22 the whole year. So you do have the availability to go back and kind of historically look at how things have been going. That is the local market updates, or the blue tab under FastStats. The other tab is this gray tab, which is the monthly indicators. Now, monthly indicators only pull the entire My Real Source area. As you see, there aren't the individual counties that you can pull here. It's the entire My Real Source area. You can go back and select a different date if you want, but we're going to keep it at most recent, which is the default. You can either select this tab for view report, or just move your cursor over here and select view, click that, and it gives you the whole report. This report's a very good report if you have somebody that likes to read a lot of information, or if you're the type of realtor that likes to read information and kind of assemble facts that you can find out of that report. And it tells you some quick facts, summarizes a lot of stuff. But if you look here, it gives you some key metrics for the whole area, and it kind of shows you what's going on in the reports. It's a very nice formatted report if you choose to use it. You can save one of the pages or the whole entire report if you want to. Again, it's broken up residential and condo. Number of new listings, pending sales. You can go through this and see how this report looks. It's several pages long under monthly indicators. The only issue I have is that's the entire My Real Source area, so it's pulling data from, if you recall, all these counties here that it's pulling the data, and it's taking the aggregate of all the information there. It's not a bad report to kind of give out to people if you want, or I read through it periodically just to kind of see trending, how everything's trending in our region for, what would be considered parts of Southeast Lower Michigan. The third report that's available to you under FastStats, we covered the blue one, we covered the monthly indicators, is now the monthly data sheet. I have used this one from time to time, and just like the other ones, we have the time period where we can select the time period and use a different time period. I'm going to leave it at most recent. And just like the other two tabs, we can either select view report or just click on the entire My Real Source area and the report will pull up. What I like about this is it's just a 2-page little report, but it breaks it down by all those counties. And you can see total sales, median sales, total dollar volume, the headings up here. The reason I use this report, if I have investors or that are looking to move, looking to target specific areas, and maybe they only work in Macomb County, but they're thinking of branching off into Wayne County, which is the St. Clair Shores area and all that, or Oakland County, or other counties, this is a good report to give to them so they can kind of see what's going on, and maybe they want to start looking in another area. And if they find a county that they do like, which is going to be in our report, then you can you can then go back to the local market updates and dial down and get a little bit more specific information for them out of those reports. So this is the third report that you can get there. Again, I use this one from time to time, mostly with investors that want to see what's going on individually overall in the counties. As I stated in the beginning, all these reports are pre-formatted. You can't change the color. You can't change anything like that on them. It's how they come out. But they're pretty good information and pretty useful tools. The one I use the most is local market updates. They are updated around the 15th of the following month, so we won't get March's information until April. So they do run about 30 days behind. But this is where you are going to select an area, select a city, and you can see what the local market has been doing for that time. Oh, we're still in December. I need to go back and change this to most recent. And we'll go back, and there's the report right there. It's called Local Market Update. I use this report quite a bit. Any CMA that I give, I include this as a page in my CMA. Sorry, I'm going to pull it up again. I include it as a page in my CMA. I also send this out, as I said, in part of an email attachment and I bundle my clients in certain municipalities, and then I'm able to send them this information when they need it. And especially somebody that is kind of on my warm list that's thinking of moving and they want to know how things are going, I may send this list to them every month, every couple of months, just to kind of give them an idea of how the market may be going, especially if they're 6 or 8 months out and they're not quite sure when they want to be moving. I use this report as a way to stay in touch with them and drip on them, and to send it to them every couple of months. I'm not going to send it to them every month, but I'm going to send it out to them maybe every couple of months and help let them know what's going on in the market. Maybe move them closer to actually listing their property. So that was FastStats. We found that by coming to resources, social media lead gen, MarketStats, and then it was FastStats right here. So FastStats brings us to our 3 reports. Now, we are done with FastStats. That's a pretty simple and easy class with a lot of great information. The other thing under resources in MarketStats is Infosparks. Right here is what you're seeing. Infosparks is again, it's another really good tool. Gotta get this to shrink down some. Oops, wrong way. Infosparks, I use this again in my emails, and when I send it out kind of as a way to let people know what's going on in multiple communities. Infosparks, you have all these different topics on the bottom that you can track what's going on. You have the sale price, median, and average. You have new listings, homes for sale. You can read across all these and see what they are. But the nice thing about Infosparks is you can do up to 4 different areas. I'll just show you how to do it. The first one, we'll put in Sterling Heights. And you get the drop down, Sterling Heights. The second one will be Clinton Township. So once you entered the first one, you get another tab. The first tab, as you can see, is color-coded blue. The second tab is color-coded green. So we're going to enter the second one, and it'll be Clinton Township. Now, as I start typing, you see there's several Clintons, and there's 3 Clinton Townships. Macomb County is 50. So anything that starts with 50 is the correct Clinton Township, Shelby Township, all that other stuff. You don't want to select this one. That's in a different part of the state, as is this one. So we want the Clinton Township that starts with 50 because the first 2 numbers are the county designator. So Clinton Township. And then we'll do Shelby Township. Highlight that tab. Shelby Township. And the last one, we'll do Macomb Township. It gives you a red tab. You have to move see where it says enter MLS? You have to in order to start typing, you can do the drop down over here with this arrow and try to find them all. That's very cumbersome. I just select the tab until the it changes to a clear box and start typing, excuse me, and we're doing Macomb Township right there. So what this did now, what Infosparks does, as you can see, the four different areas we're comparing now have a line that matches them: blue, green, red, and gray. Within each one of these individual tabs, we can change our search criteria. If we only wanted residential and we didn't want to include condos, all we had to do was select condos, or residential rather. And the only unfortunate thing is you have to go through and change each tab individually. See how these are grayed out and this one is white. That tells me I'm working in this tab, so I would have to select residential. Same for Shelby Township, and same for Macomb Township, residential. So now all four of them are only pulling the residential data. If you wanted to select a price range, let's say your buyers don't want, in some of these municipalities, I know they have $1 million homes, and they're only interested in the market between, in their price range between $200,000 and $400,000 homes. What you have to do is the same process. You select the tab. We have to change the price range. So they have pre-formatted price ranges. The issue I have with that is they're not the same across their municipalities. So I'm going to customize mine. So you select custom, and you see how it's all filled out. I'm going to clear these all out. I'm just going to put 200 to, well, sorry, we're going to make this 250 to 449, or 450, okay? 250 to 450, that's going to be the custom range we're going to set. So I have to come to Clinton Township. The tab is gray. I'm going to select it by turning it white. Come to price range, go to custom, 250 to 450. We're going to hit done. Same for Shelby Township. Repeat the process. Custom, 250 to 450, done. And Macomb Township, custom, 250 to 450. We're going to select done. So now we're all searching. All four of those municipalities through Infosparks are pulling data that is similar for the type of home. And let's say they only want. We'll just leave the square footage how it is. You can come in and select bedrooms if you wanted to, waterfront, acreage if you were looking for acreage. This blue tab on the side tells me that there's more information to look at. Select the blue tab, and we can also see new construction or previously owned. If they don't want new construction in there, we can just all go with previously owned. And because I was in the Macomb County tab, we'll go to Shelby Township. Same thing, we have to make them all the same. We're going to go to previously owned. You don't have to customize this if you don't want to. I'm just showing you the different steps. Previously owned. So what this is doing right now, it's pulling up residential homes between $250,000 and $450,000 that are all previously owned. They're single family residential, no condos. And this is the information, as you can see, that it pulled together. Some other things that you can do with Infosparks is you have, how do you want to look at your data? We'll go to sale price, the average sale price in those areas. As you can see, the average sale price between Shelby Township and Macomb, the gray and the red, which are over here, they're pretty similar. And you can see Sterling Heights and Clinton Township are running similar for the average sale price in that category. They're running pretty similar. So you have different ways of looking at this information. You have the line, which with a line graph, you can go back 10 years. It'll load up. Or you can go 1 year. pretty flat line. You also have the availability right over here to see determine the length of time each data element is. So you can do it monthly. This is a rolling 12 months right now. That's how I'm selecting. Now, if we search by monthly, you'll watch how this changes because each data point will be a month, and you can see our highs and our lows right here. Last summer it was high, and here's where it dipped in, going into last year. It's starting to trend up from November was at a low point. As you see, as I move my cursor across the lines in the middle of the screen, you'll see that chart changing to December, to January. Here was our high back, May, June, July, right in here. That's if you're taking the monthly, each data point is 1 month of activity. You can play around with these and see here's a rolling 6 month, looks a little different than the monthly data point. I like to do the monthly. I think it's a better visualization. This is over 1 year. If we go back 3 years, you can start trending and seeing where the highs and the lows. It seems like our highs are all occurring right around June in that same period. This was that time when we weren't selling much, but you can see how all that looks. The other way that you can present this information is through a bar graph. Instead of selecting line, we select bar, and that value only goes up to 3 years. Now, some people like the bar graph because from a visual standpoint, it puts the peaks right here, the top end of the numbers on top of the individual bars. Similarly, as you move your cursor across, you see the box that appears there, giving you the same data that matches, like Macomb County right here is 371,048, and it matches that right there. But you can see it visually like that. Some people like the way this looks. We can go to the new listings, the number of new listings for those areas. That's a quick 3-year representation. You can go to 1 year, which will just be one set of graphs, and you can go year to date if you would like, or you can do the same thing where you do the data point. So year to date is what that looks like, and we'll add in the 3 years. And you can see 2021, 2022, and 2023 year to date where we're trending at. So that is the bar graph. I typically operate myself in the line graph. I don't. I like the way it looks visually. That's why I use it. Unfortunately, when you go to save this or do anything with it, it will only load one report at a time. So if you want to do sales price, the average sales price, with the monthly data point going back 1 year, and we go to print this out, you can't select multiple tabs down here and get them all to run. You have to do each report. The data that you selected the criteria for up here will remain, but if you want to run the report right now, you can only run one at a time. So what I'm going to do is leave this just the way it is. Actually, I'm going to go through and clear out everything. I want to keep it all price ranges. I want to clear that. Okay, done. Why is it not letting me do this? I'm just clearing out everything because I want to keep the reports pretty simple. So I'm going to blow all these out in each one. I want to get it back to my standard price range for each one of them. What am I in? Clinton Township. Done there. Bear with me while I take all this information out of here. And the reason I'm taking all this information out of here is I want to show you how I do a report and how I save it and how I use this to put on my Facebook page, my website, or anything else like that. So I just want to get the data where I'm comfortable with it. All I'm doing is going through and clearing everything. Colton Township. Okay, there we go. So now that all my reports are set back to default to 0, the really powerful thing that you can do with Infosparks, and something that I like quite a bit, and I want to use the 1 year, and I'm going to go back 2 years, or 3 years is the most we can go back. Well, we'll go one back. Go back 1 year. I thought I could do 2. And I'm going to leave it at the monthly data points for what I'm going to do. Now, once you have this, and we're going to use the average sale price, and here's the other one I like, new listings. For right now, we're going to keep it at new listings, excuse me. And as you can see, the new listings has gone down quite a bit from July last year. We had Sterling Heights had 250 new listings, and now we're at 115. Homes for sale, you can see the same thing of August, and then how it's tapered off. Dollar volume, all this other stuff is pretty important here. Days on market, look at this. This was back in April, May, June, July of last year, and now they were trending up, and it looks like the two of them, gray and blue, would be Shelby Township and Sterling Heights. They're trending down, and Clinton Township and Macomb Township are still lagging out there. So this is a good report for you to look at to kind of understand how your market is doing quickly. So when you talk to your clients, you can tell them what's going on pretty quickly, because you've seen these trends. But what I do is I take this report. Here's the average sales price, and I want to send this out to my clients or embed it in my Facebook. How do we do that? Well, it's pretty easy under Infosparks. You're going to use, before I get to that, once it's here, you can print it just like you normally would, and it'll print this out in a PDF format. You can use this, you can share this, you can send it to somebody, or just use it in your own presentation material if you're doing a printed presentation material. I rarely print it out, and here's why. Because with Infosparks, when you select the share button, it gives you several different things that you can do with it that I consider to be, pretty powerful with Infosparks. You have 2 ways you can share your data: static and live. What static is if I post this on my Facebook page and someone clicks on it, what they're going to be able to do is they move their mouse across this data point, they're going to get all this information, just as I'm doing now. When you select static, it never updates. So you want to make sure, if you're doing that posting or if you're sending it out in an email, like I do, I'll send this out as an attachment. I'll say, if you want to see what the average sale prices have been through February of 2023, going back 1 year for single family residential in Sterling Heights, Clinton Township, Shelby, and Macomb, take a look at this, and I'll send it out. And because I specifically said through February of 2023, I want to keep it at static, so that if somebody goes back to that report after the new data comes out for March and April, or any time after this report was generated, I don't want those numbers changing on them. I want them to see that. Similarly, if I post this on my Facebook page, and I'm going to put it under social media and share, I'm going to say, if you want to see what the data is through February, and I don't want the information updated, I'm going to select static as a way to save this. However, if I just want to say, hey, click on this to see what single family residential homes have been doing in this area, and I select live, that means anytime they open this up either now or in the future, it'll give you the latest data. So if they open it in mid-April after the March results have come out, well, then these numbers are all going to change from what they are today. So depending on how you want to post this or how you want to share it, determines how you want to save it as live or static. The other ways, once you determine whether you want to save it static or live, for PDF, it doesn't matter, because PDF is going to be that. It's going to create a document, so you can't change. But PDF is only for printing. But if you want to do it in social media or email, or if you want to embed this if you want to embed it in a website that you may have, or a blog that you have where people can automatically click on it, you can embed it here by going selecting embed, and you have two different ways you can embed it, either as an image or interactive through the frames. Or if you want to do this where you want to just grab the data and put it in some sort of spreadsheet, you can. I use social media and email. And so and I'm going to do live for right now. And then when you select share right here, what ends up happening, it gives you a URL that you can cut your email. Now, remember earlier on when I said with FastStats, I send these out as individual emails to my clients in specific areas. What I also do via Infosparks is I grouped all my past clients that I communicate with. I grouped them into 4 kind of general areas. And what I'll do is I'll take these 4 areas, because I got clients in Sterling Heights, Clinton Township, Shelby, Macomb, and the average price, and I will come up to share on the live social media. I'll get this link and I'll generate an email that says, hey, if you want to see what's going on in your neighborhood, you know, through last year and compared to the surrounding areas, check out the link below, move your cursor across the line to see all the latest information. And I'll send this link in an email to all of them. And then I have a group that were in, they were kind of in the whole Fraser area. So going back to FastStats right here, so I can kind of see the areas. Come on, Macomb County. Sorry, it was Oakland County. I had a whole bunch of people down in Royal Oak, Troy, Rochester Hills, and Auburn Hills. Those were my next ones that I grouped together and kind of bundled as an email to them, so I could send the same email to 4 times as many clients. So I came over, what do we got? We have Royal Oak, Troy, Rochester Hills, and Auburn Hills. So I come in here and I do the same thing to Royal Oak. Oakland County starts with 63. Add an area. We're going to select Troy. Remember, the Macomb County one started with 50. Oakland County starts with 63. Rochester Hills. And then we're going to go Auburn Hills. Auburn Hills. One thing I do want to caution you on, once you leave Infosparks and comes back, it automatically defaults to, as you saw, to nothing in there. So make sure you don't leave this page until you're done and you've collected the data for however you want it. Here's the average sale price. I'm going to reset this to 1 year, and the data points are monthly. So now for these people that my past clients that kind of were bundled into this area, I do the same process. I come here to share, determine if I want to do it static or live, which is going to determine how I'm going to word my email. The social media, collect the share, and pull up this email, this URL, copy and paste that into the email, and then those people, you know, I send out all those emails. What I do is I copy and paste these URLs into an email already, so that I don't have to keep recreating it, and then I just send out all my emails from there. So it's a really great tool, so that when they get it, it's interactive, it's bright and colorful. If I did want to send them something, you know, the monthly supply, I could do the same process over that. We can see that monthly supply is coming down, so it's, you know, you can use that to however you want to say to them in your email. So you have a lot of different ways that you can send all this information out. Here's another way that I just recently used it the other day. I was being pushed really hard by a third-party entity to purchase ads in the local area. I live in Sterling Heights. There are 3 zip codes in Sterling Heights, 3 major ones. There's 48314. So you can do this by zip code. 48314. Oh, what was the other one? Whoops, I gotta look it up real quick. My mistake. I thought I had this in front of me and I do not. Hold on. There's 48314. 48313, 48312, and they were trying to convince me to buy a particular zip code. And so I said, well, I want to see how this is doing in the rest of Sterling Heights, right? And 48311. Not in there, it's 48310. There you go. Those are the 4 zip codes that are in Sterling Heights. And I put them in there, and I went to number of new listings. And I took a look at these. 1 year, we're going to the monthly data point, and the number of new listings is way, way down. We're down here. Oops, the Troy one I got to get rid of. Sorry, that's screwing everything up. 483, I think it was 11. Oh, 48313, my mistake. I did not save that. Okay. I'm looking at these listings, and we're looking at the zip code they wanted me to buy was 48314, and I can see we haven't been averaging a whole lot of new listings in there. And for the dollars that they were trying to convince me that it would be worth on only 6 new listings coming across there, I decided it wasn't going to be worth my time spending that kind. It wasn't going to be of value to me to spend those kind of dollars in the zip code, because what they were trying to pitch me, what my data was showing, again, this is all zeroed out. So it's everything, new, old construction, everything else. We're only averaging in 48314 6 new listings through February. You're not going to get a whole lot of new calls on that. So I opted out after running this report for me to check on how the zip codes were actually doing. The other good thing you can do is if you're thinking of doing some sort of mailer, or if you're thinking of doing maybe a little door knocking, if you're still someone who does that, and you want to know which areas in a particular city that has multiple zip codes to go and focus on, it looks like right now you would want to focus more on the 48313 or maybe the 312 areas, because they seem to be the ones that are doing the best right now. Okay, so you can do the same thing by entering into the zip codes for different areas that you're thinking of targeting for a marketing campaign, and you can kind of see how they are doing. Here's the price per square foot. There's the dollar volume right here, which is a good one that lets you know what's going on dollar volume wise in those zip codes. We can turn it over to a bar graph really quick so that you can see. And as you can see in the 3 zip codes, 48310 had a bigger dollar volume, the highest dollar volume out of everybody else. So it does give you information down here for which you can do, to help narrow down your marketing efforts. If you have limited funds as to where you want to focus, you can run some of these reports and kind of see what's going on in the different areas, and maybe spend dollars in one place and not another, and see how that works out. So you can use Infosparks for yourself to help determine how different markets are going, to send to an individual client. You don't always have to do 3 or 4. You can just stick to one tab, or you can do multiple tabs. You can do multiple tabs and send it to your clients. You can embed this on a blog or a website or in a Facebook posting. And you can also send it out via email, like in an email blast to your clients, to see how for them to take a look at it. You can, we drilled down and went to the individual zip codes. You can also do counties. We can do Macomb County. We can do Oakland County. And maybe we can do St. Clair. We want to do St. Clair County up here. Oops, I got to learn to spell. St. Clair County right here. Those are 3 counties. And we'll throw in Wayne County just for the heck of it. Wayne County. So now we're going bigger. We're going by the counties. You can see how they are all doing. Same information. We can do the line graph, sale prices. You can see the sale prices, the average sale price for these counties. Obviously, Oakland County is much higher than the other counties as is expected. Number of new listings. The interesting thing is everybody rose and everybody fell at about the same point. St. Clair County's been pretty average with the number of new listings going across. Price per square foot, as expected, you know, Macomb and Oakland County are a little higher. Wayne County and St. Clair County are kind of tracking the same. So you can go up, you can go down, you can customize Infosparks however you want, and you can do up to 4 different areas that you're going to search from. And then down below, you can come in and customize each one of these different your criteria. Just make sure if whatever you do on one tab, you do for the rest of the tabs. To know which tab you're working on, it will be white. The other ones will be grayed out. Just move your cursor up here and select on that tab. That one will turn white and the rest will stay grayed out. And then you can make your changes down below in your criteria. And then lastly, we have line or bar graph. The number of years with the line graph, you can go back 10 years. Just curious how they've looked, the sale price over the last 10 years. I just find it interesting that they all seem to go up and down pretty close together. These 3 counties, the average sale price, if you look between Macomb, St. Clair, and Wayne, the average sale price have all trended pretty closely. Oakland County obviously is trending a little higher. And we can go back 10 years, monthly data point, or rolling 12 months. Your lines are going to flatten out a little more. Once you have the report the way you want it, you can share it either static or live. Static means anytime they click on it between now and whenever they click on it, that information will always be for this time period. Live, anytime they click on it, will give you the latest updated information. This information updates around the 15th of the next month. So, and then you can social media and email it. That'll give you the URL link. You can embed it into your blog post or anywhere else, your home page or anything that you would like to. So those are the 2 things that you can do with Infospark. So it's a very, very powerful tool that has a lot of applications and a lot of uses for it. It took me a little while to start using it, and I'm kind of upset at myself that I didn't start using it sooner than I did. It took me several months to kind of feel like the information in there would be any good. Once I started using it, it worked really, really well. The other thing that I like about this, and I can't show you because I don't know how to do it right now, but if we went into, I can show you on my screen, if we went into showing time, or remind me later, under reports, showing time reports, right here you see MarketStats. A lot of people don't know you can access the same information through showing time and go through MarketStats. Go to FastStats. Same thing, it'll load up Macomb County, pull it all up through showing time. And what's really nice about this is if you have showing time app loaded on your phone, which you should, and you're talking to somebody and they say, hey, how's the market doing? And the question you always ask is, which market are you interested in? And they tell you, let's say I'm at a son's soccer game or dance competition or wherever I'm at, standing in line at the grocery store, just having a casual conversation, and they want to know, I can now go through my showing time app, go down to reports, go to MarketStats, come to Shelby Township, save this on my, just take this and immediately text it to them or send it to them right there. If I have their cell phone, or email it to them if I have their email. But if I don't have their information, that's a great opportunity for me to say, hey, what's your name? Bob, thanks, Bob. Bob Jones. Hey, Bob, what's your cell phone number? I'm going to text this over to you. He gives me their cell phone number. And while I have my phone open, I always say, by the way, what's the best email for you? They very rarely do they say, I'm not going to give you an email. They already gave you your phone number. They're going to be like, hey, it's bob@gmail.com. Put it in there. Now I've just captured a possible person to start dripping on in my campaign. Follow up with them in a month from now saying, hey, you asked me about a certain market. Here's what's going on in there. Just thought I would let you know, keep me in mind. But so you can pull this up. The beauty of you can pull your phone through showing time. If you go to showing time, it's on the left side of your screen under reports, and it's market stats. It's the same thing we just went through to Paragon. So if you don't have Paragon Connect or some of the other ways to get to it really quickly, you can access this through your showing time app. So off your phone. So that pretty much wraps up what we have here. I'm just going to cover a couple of general things real quickly. I don't know if we had any, I'm not seeing any questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in there real quickly. I'll try to address them. I mentioned earlier in the beginning that Debbie loads all this stuff on our YouTube page, the My Real Source YouTube page. To find the My Real Source YouTube page, if you go in the middle of your screen where this kind of darkish blue bar is right here, we have our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that. Right here under YouTube, if you select YouTube, it'll take you to the My Real Source YouTube page. If you haven't already been there and you get there, we like that you like and subscribe. That helps us on YouTube get more looks and pushes our stuff up a little more. I went the wrong way. I want to blow this up a little bit so you can see it. You can subscribe right here. If you want to search for something, do not search up here because that'll take you to YouTube search. We want to search within My Real Source. And Debbie has, you kind of can see right down here, kind of like a catalog of stuff that's going in. But if you wanted to search, for instance, transaction desk, how do you're a little rusty in transaction desk, and you want to see what we have posted on transaction desk. Typing in transaction desk, it should take me there. Here you go. Here's transaction desk and Athenasign. Here's one that we have.
Yep,
all right.
Click on the playlists on the top two. To the left of your search where you were at, playlists. Yep, so playlists will bring you to everything transaction desk, everything Paragon Connect, everything mobile. So they're all organized in those different playlists.
All right, so as you can see in these different playlists, what's nice about it, here's transaction desk and Athenasign right here. There are 36 videos. If you look at that darkened, like blackish gray box with a number in it, tells you how many videos are in that library. And if you just select this, play all, we're not going to play them all, but here they all are. And if you took a class, you can come through and find it. Oh, I got to stop it. You can come through and find the class that you sat through and get the information. You can go to somebody else's class and kind of fast forward through and see what's going on in there and how to do everything, which maybe you pick up some tips or tricks on how to do something that may have been missed. Here, that's all here under the playlist on our YouTube site. So I go here from time to time. We just did one on taxes. There were some new features that have been added in the tax searches. A different instructor taught that class, and I wanted to see how they taught it and picked up some of their tips and tricks. And I actually learned some information by going through it. There were parts that I fast forwarded through because I understood that already, but there are other parts where I stopped it and went, wait a minute, what are they saying here? And it really helped me become a little bit better of an agent by understanding the tools that are available to us. So those are your playlists in here on the My Real Source YouTube page. Here's our subscribe button, and if you can like it, that would be great. Back on the Paragon home page, if you go in this dark bluish gray box up at the very top where it says MLS documents and select that. Come down here to MIRS education. Here are all the handouts and cheat sheets and everything else that Debbie puts together and updates or keeps in here. So if you want to find something like the ones on MarketStats, you can just start typing in market and hit enter, and it should pull up. Here are the ones on MarketStats. And just select one of those. And here is the cheat sheets that Debbie puts out. If you don't want to go to our YouTube page, and you can kind of read through these if you'd like to print these out and read through them. And that was up there under MLS documents. Oh, it's already open, so it's not going to let me open it again. And the MIRS education folder right here, and that brings up all that other stuff. Maybe you're a trainer in your company, or you're mentoring somebody, and you want to make sure they're practicing the way they are, and that they're getting better at using the resources that's available through them to my real source. You can find some of these cheat sheets and print them out for them, and kind of use those as talking points if you're guiding somebody through or mentoring somebody, and making sure that they're using these tools that my real source has available to you, and they're becoming more proficient with everything. So you can find those cheat sheets there. Here's the home page. Of course, you can find our training schedule. Over here is a training request form if you want to ask for some training. These little buttons right here as a refresher from when we talked about this when you just first became a new agent. You have the MLS, the board, etc. If you select the MLS, here will be everything that are coming up for the classes. You can see all of my real source classes that are here that Debbie has. Just select one of the days and it'll tell you what's showing there. You can register for them or not, and just some other information that you would find on the MLS website would be right here. So that's it. That's kind of the coverage of everything. What we talked about today, you'll find under the resource tab, MarketStats. That'll take you to Infosparks and FastStats. You can also access MarketStats through Showing Time, your Showing Time app on your phone. Just go there to reports and you can find it there. So that way, if someone's asking for the information, you can give it to them really quickly. Similarly, I do it sometimes too. If we're in the middle of a conversation, maybe I'm not going to send it to somebody and they haven't necessarily asked me how an area is doing, but I'm out with some friends and we're just kind of hanging out and we're talking about their areas and their homes and things like that. I'll go on my phone and pull up FastStats through Showing Time and just kind of get the information real quickly and say, well, on here in Shelby Township, homes are kind of up or kind of. It makes me look more credible. They don't know that I just went on my phone and did that, and it's not something I'm going to send to everybody. But you can pull that information up without kind of broadcasting to everybody that you have it and that you have it available at your fingertips. So that's this class. I really appreciate you guys listening to me go on for an hour. I hope it was informative and that you got some really good information out of it, and to add to that toolbox of being a good realtor that will help separate you from everybody else that's out there and help you get more listings, stay in touch with your clients, and just keep on being a solid realtor. So if nobody has any questions, Debbie, do you have anything?
I think we're good. Thank you very much for another great class, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And with that, we're gonna end the webinar. And you guys have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.